In this video, I'm going to cover the 5 things that you should consider before purchasing Disney Genie Plus at Disneyland. After all, you may be thinking, I really don't want to wait hours and hours on my next Disneyland trip, but I'm also going to be dropping $20 per person per day to use this Genie Plus service. So how much time would Disney Genie Plus actually save you? I'm going to get into all that today to help you make your informed decision. But first, if you're not familiar, my name is David Vaughn. I'm a theme park experience writer. So if you want more Disneyland tips, smash that subscribe button and please give this video a like. But let's start off with part 1. What is Disney Genie Plus? I have a video on it that you should really check out if you haven't already. It really dives into what Disney Genie Plus is and how you can access it on your next visit to Disneyland. So the second part we're going to cover is all about Disney Genie Plus's biggest feature, access to the lightning lanes. If you've ever used Fast Pass before, it's essentially just these lanes repurposed into something called Lightning Lane. Lightning lanes are designed to help you skip the majority of the line, but how much time do they actually save you? So in my experience with individual lightning lanes, I was able to save hours of waiting in line. Now I've used this multiple times within the parks and the results are about the same, but it can vary depending on the day that you go. So first up, we got Space Mountain, which had a posted wait time of 35 minutes, but the lightning lane from the entry to being seated on the coaster was only 6 minutes. Then Haunted Mansion had a posted wait time of 40 minutes, but it was actually a walk-on to the elevator scene. Big Thunder Mountain also had a posted wait time of 40 minutes, and I actually only waited about 5. But Indiana Jones, even during the Fast Pass days, was notoriously not that great. It had a posted wait time of 60 minutes, and we waited in line about 24. Unfortunately, Indiana Jones only skips the outside portion of the queue, so if you don't see much of a wait on the outside of Indiana Jones, you may as well get a lightning lane for another attraction. Alright, just a few more examples of how much time I saved waiting in line with Disney Genie Plus lightning lanes. Heading over to Disney California Adventure, we got the Incredicoaster. It had a posted wait time of about 25 minutes, but we pretty much did not have to wait. It was a walk-on from the entrance, pretty much right under the coaster, and we even got first row, but that was just sort of a cool fluke. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy OC has a much longer wait time. It's posted at 105 minutes, and this is because only a limited number of trains are running these days, but I decided to use this as an example, because there will be times that the ride is not fully functioning, so what would the lightning lane look like? In this instance, we were told by cast members it would be about 45-minute wait. But it turned out we only waited about 15 minutes before heading into the pre-show with Rocket. So even though the lightning lane wasn't lightning fast, it was still much better than waiting the 105 minutes. So I'm going to cover next how the individual lightning lanes work, because that was just the list of rides that work with Disney Genie Plus. But there's another factor that I really want to talk to you about, because I think it's incredibly important to go over this, because it is a variable that I think a lot of people miss. Disney just provides an estimated wait time for attractions, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the actual wait time. In fact, I would say that in my experience, the actual time you spend waiting is much shorter than what's actually posted. And we're talking a lot. Sometimes it's 30 or more %. So with that said, I really do hope that Disneyland fixes the wait time soon, because sooner or later people are going to catch on and they're going to start saying, hey, it said 105 minutes, but you actually only waited 40. Or even crazier, like the time I went on Matterhorn and had a posted wait time of 50 minutes, but it was less than 15. Now I know that flubs are going to happen, but other guests are constantly reporting inflated wait times. Personally, I would argue that if Disney had accurate wait times and people knew exactly what they were getting into, they would feel a lot better about their purchase. Now, of course, the lightning lane is going to affect some of the standard queue and how long people wait, but it's easier for me to recommend a product that I know is working accurately. So with that said, let's talk about individual lightning lanes. These are the ones that you pay per person per ride, and they can range anywhere from $7 to $20. So for the big one, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, it had a posted wait time of 90 minutes, and we actually ended up waiting 6 with the lightning lane. Now, I will tell you we paid $20 per person to skip the line. Personally, I don't think it was worth it, because I also wonder, was it actually 90 minutes? From the overall experience, I do see that a lot of guests are waiting significantly shorter than posted. And because of that, I'm just not sure that I would purchase an individual lightning lane for this again, especially since I've ridden it before. If you're there multiple days, I would say don't pay that much money to skip the line for Rise. Overall, the price doesn't really make sense to me, because Web Slingers, as you can see here, is a 65-minute wait and it was $14 per person. Now, maybe that money works out when you do the averages, but on a lot of weekdays, Web Slingers is only $7 and Rise of the Resistance still stays at $20. Of course, these prices might fluctuate, but I think that $20 is a lot. I think it's actually overpriced. But then again, if we were seeing a 3-hour wait for Rise, that would be a different story. So getting into Web Slingers, it's at a 65-minute wait. Here's the deal. With Web Slingers, you pay usually $7 or $14 depending on the day you go. Usually weekends are more expensive and weekdays are less expensive. And the Web Slingers Lightning Lane pretty much skips the outdoor portion of the queue. It takes you right into the pre-show, but then after that, you still have to wait. And some of the feedback in my group was that it's not really worth paying extra for, especially since you still have to wait to get on the ride. I think that Radiator Springs Racers may be a better deal, but you can still use single rider for that attraction. So I feel like a better strategy for me would be to only pay for maybe web slingers if you see the line is pretty long. Use single rider for cars, and then just wait for Rise of the Resistance. After all, you can use the lightning lanes for Disney Genie Plus for the other attractions. But then again, if Radiator Springs is only $7 and Web Slingers is only $7, that's not too steep of a price, and it might be worth it for a lot of people. All right, so part 4 of this video talks about the other Disney Genie Plus options that alone may be worth upgrading for. So first up is the unlimited photo pass downloads. If you're not familiar, anytime your photo is taken by a Disney photographer in the park, including in front of the castle or another landmark, or you snap an awesome ride photo, say on Space Mountain, you can scan or enter the codes on the Disneyland app and download them as much as you want. So what a lot of groups will do is they'll only pay for Genie Plus once. You only need one account to access all the photos, so it seems like a pretty good deal for $20 a day. There's also a really cool immersive feature called Audio Tales, and I really recommend this for solo travelers. Bring your headphones with you because these are going to tell you all about different attractions around the park. You'll only have access to these special audio clips when you purchase Disney Genie Plus. I was really impressed with the audio quality, so if you bring headphones and you're standing near Space Mountain, you can listen to the audio about it, and all of the sounds really make you feel immersed in that experience. Plus, you get to hear a little bit more about the history and the story of the rides. Okay, so the last thing you need to know about Disney Genie Plus is how is it really going to transform in the future? What a lot of guests are worried about is, hey, you have all these people paying to skip the line. How is that going to impact the standard queue? And that is a very valid question. Because in all reality, if Genie Plus catches on, it could really impact the standard queue, making people ultimately wait longer and maybe even making the Disney Genie Plus queue longer. In addition, there are only so many lightning lanes that you can reserve in a day. So the more of those that book up, the less you're going to be able to use, even if you purchased it. So for example, right now Disney Genie Plus is new, so when you go to the parks, you can pretty much get a lightning lane right away. And then you can also book another one right after you use the first one. But as it becomes more popular and more people start using it, you may not have as quick of access as you do now. The next lightning lane might be 2, 3, 4 hours into the future. And unfortunately with Disney Genie Plus, you can't choose which time you go. Your only choice is the next one available, and that's kind of a letdown. I was really hoping that Disney would give us a bit more flexibility to plan our day, especially if you have a dinner or lunch reservation. You may want to say, hey, let's book this one for after that time slot. But I think the missing factor here is that the free Fast Pass is no longer available. So what that means is before there was free Fast Pass that anybody could use in a day, but there also was a paid Max Pass system, which is very similar to Disney Genie. Given the fact that there's no free version, it's going to greatly limit the number of people using the lightning lanes. So in the end, my guess is that standard queues will remain much shorter than they have in the past, but we'll see how this all develops in 2022. A lot could change. So just go ahead and smash that subscribe button, and I'll keep you updated with fresh tips for using Disney Genie Plus. And as more attractions get added to it, I can give you more strategies. There's gonna be a lot coming up, and I can't wait to tell you more.